Merry Christmas!
We've got some Italian sausage, and you can either get the links and squeeze it out like we've done before, or this happens to be the bulk. And you can get it open. Okay. And most of the sausage now is pretty lean, like you'll see some fat in here, but when it comes to draining it, it's not like bacon where you have an inch of fat in there. Chopped up an onion here. We'll go ahead and put that in there. I like to cook that together. It gives the onion a little bit of flavor, and it flavors the meat, and everybody's happy. And you can smell, we've got one in the oven, you can kind of smell it. Okay, we'll get that heated up a little bit. While we're waiting for that, we're going to put some, this is our box of frozen spinach that I've drained and squeezed. And you see from the box, this is what size you get. We've got some roasted red peppers, and I chose them from a jar this time. They come in not 7-ounce jars, we have them in 12-ounce jars. So about half of the jar is fine. And we're going to chop those up. We've got a little bit of basil, and I like this basil you get in the produce department. It's more like fresh than the dried. But if you don't have this, or you've already got some of the dried basil, that's fine. We've got a cup of flour here, some Parmesan cheese, some eggs, and we're going to put some Italian cheese on the top. It says Provolone. We don't, back in our dairy department, we didn't have the shredded provolone, so let's just make it a mixture. And this is provolone and romano and mozzarella and asiago and fontina, and I thought, okay, that sounds good, because I feel like, what could be bad about cheese? You know, not a whole lot. Okay, we're just going to cook this up, and we're going to put it, all right, we'll let that cook down a little bit. Turn it down. And we'll get our red peppers. Like I said, this is about a half a jar. Looks like one giant pepper. And this is going to give us a nice Christmas color. I would what? You could. It wouldn't give you the same kind of flavor, you know, unless you wanted to roast them yourself, which you could, you know, do if you were, if you wanted to do that. If you have a gas stove, you can do it real easily by, you know, roasting it right on the stove. But it's much easier to get them out of the jar or off the olive bar. All right, well, let that continue. We'll move on to getting our dry ingredients and our eggs together. We're going to combine our eggs and milk, and we need 8 eggs for this. It's hard to say, 8 eggs. Well, but you're feeding a, you know, if you've got a big dish like that, you know, 8 or 10 people are eating off of that. So you're talking about, you know, 2 eggs per person. You could probably get 12 servings out of that if you had other things. So, you know, when you look at it like that, you know, if you're going to eat this yourself, this is a lot of eggs. If you're going to share, you know, it's all right. Mm-hmm. You probably can eat it yourself. I could. All right. That's looking pretty good. We got most of the pink out of here. I like to crumble it up kind of little, just because I think it looks nicer than these big giant lumps in there. Okay. We'll go ahead and turn that off. Now, what do we need in our, with our eggs, we need our milk and eggs. And our milk is over here. How much milk do we need? 2 cups of milk. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so we've got our eggs and milk. Then we're going to get a little bowl, maybe. Okay, a little bowl for our flour, which is a cup of flour, our basil and salt, and about a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese. Close enough. Sometimes you can go by the close enough method. All right, we're going to put this in here. We're going to whisk our eggs and milk. Okay, then we're going to mix this in. I like to just whisk it in. And since you've already got the whisk dirty, and you can also break up any little lumps that you have with your flour. All right. Now we're going to, what did I forget here? Okay, we're going to put our spinach and half of our peppers on here. And you want the spinach kind of dry because you don't want a lot of, we want this to set, so we don't want to have any excess juice. And spread it out really all over so the kids don't know that it's spinach. And half of our peppers. It's just Christmas colors. That's all they need to know. All right, and then we're going to pour this on, right? And we're going to put it in the oven at 425 for about 20 minutes. Oops, a little flour on the top there. Mix that in. I would, if you were going to make this ahead at this point, I would myself, I don't like to freeze stuff like this because I don't think it freezes well, especially with the raw eggs. What you would want to do is partially bake it. So if it calls for 20 minutes or 25 minutes, you want to bake it just till it's set. And then you could take it out of the oven, you could cool it down and freeze it. And then when you thawed it out, you'd have to thaw it out about 24 hours before you're ready to bake it. Take it out, let it come to room temperature, and then finish baking it the rest of the way. So yeah, you could do that. That would be great. Okay, now, and it comes out looking like that. And how beautiful is that? I'll put this in. There we go. And we're going to put our peppers. Make it look even more Christmassy. And the cheese. Okay. I do much better with towels than those oven mitts.